Hello YouTube, welcome back to the Artisan of Glimmith, and I left it with the mismatch window on 34 out of 37. So there's another mismatch puzzle here, level 4. It's a 1, so that must be at least a 2. All of these corners must go at least 2. Things have to be different on either side of, that could be T and an elbow. Should leave that. Something like that. Mismatch and precision 5. So whatever's there does not just go like that. So it can go at most 3. That would leave that to be a 5 and this to be a long elbow. And this would then be a P, but that would force this to be a P. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. If we put a P shape there, then getting this one to not be a P shape is impossible. So that's not a P shape. I don't think I can fit a U anywhere in this, because then there's only 9 spaces above it, and almost anywhere else it blocks the U off. S shape there also isn't possible. An S shape there could do an L there, an R there, and a P in the corner. That's quite interesting. There's very little to go on. Okay. Area of exactly 5. So that has to come out at least to there, that has to come to there, that one has to come at least to there, that has to come out there, that has to extend in some arbitrary direction. Something here forces this out to there, so that's the only way of doing that. This cannot go down, so it has to go straight. If it went down, it would be another long L. That doesn't work. I think that has to be like that, because we've got to leave the right number of spaces in both sides. Okay, let's see. That's now got to have two shapes in it, and one of them has to come down from here. That would work, but that would also work, and doesn't stop me putting a nice little S up here. Okay, which pentominoes have I not used? Because that's going to be a P. So this one, yeah, that works. And mismatch window, add gold. And with the award Decade of Glory, get 10 windows. Or is it guild 10 windows? Right. Still something stuck behind that door there. Ah, I can get at it like that. Precision 6 and mismatch. Okay, so mismatch means that has to be like that, I think, because there's no other way of getting both of these on the same piece. This has to go like that. Maybe. It certainly can't be pointing downwards, or it's block in the middle is isolated. So let's try that. Now, that doesn't work. If I assume that's going down there, that leaves an extra 2 on that. How far? No, that doesn't work either. Because then I'm only leaving 3 in there. I'll do this a different way around. Now I'm going to isolate blocks in this corner. This, of course, could have been much further down. Okay, let's just try that. So if I put that there, now I've got a chance for a nice little W up here, which is the same shape as that one. Ah. So I think that does have to go up there. Those three are going to have to be together. And I think that's forced. Now if this extends one more across here, this one's locked in, so it does have to be a sort of question mark. Now the problem is, this is wrong. So somewhere I made a wrong assumption, such as that this had been pointing a different way. No. I know I looked at this and decided it couldn't go further down. I just want to try it again, because what I'm noticing is that this, if this went here, then I've got 11 spaces cut off in this. Okay, so that doesn't work that way up. And if I go this way, then this one's not going to fit. Now we need 5 vertically there. That's got to take those 3, whatever it does. If it takes 1 more, it has to take 2 more. And this has to take no spacing in the corner. I'm just leaving myself 10, so I can see if there's an interesting way to fit something around here that I didn't think of before. But that only leaves 9 there. And that leaves 8. And that leaves 5, of course. It would do. But it's just this same. Start again and question all my assumptions. So that across and 5. There is no other way to get both of these. That's definitely the only thing. Now this one, I went like that. That won't reach. Yeah, pretty sure that's the only way for that one as well. Okay, now I need another 3 in this half. Now I could do something like that, but that then doesn't fit. And that chops that one off, which is why I keep trying to do that. And now I have to put in this question mark. That is the only way of getting a 6 without not chopping things out. Now, that's got 2 too many, or too few. Okay, those regions are now at least the right size, if there's a way of splitting this. I've got one of those as well. It's quite tricky as far as go. I am going to leave the mismatch area and see where to go next. Just zoom out a bit and have a look. Now over here, there's a level 1 for the area number. No, it's for match. All regions must have the same shape, so we have to have nice little elbows everywhere. All regions must be one of these shapes, and they all have to be the same one of those shapes. Do they all have to be W's? Only 13 of these to get to silver. All regions must have an area of exactly 4. And if they were T's, then we'd be blocked on this bit. They can't be Z's or S's or whatever, so maybe they have to be L's. No, well, L doesn't work on this bit at the top either. So in that case, I think they have to be straight lines. That was the area number window. Window starting up there. Okay. Finding this one quite off-putting because it's coming towards me and I can't turn it round. Area of exactly 3. They can't be straight, so they have to be elbow shaped. They have to be elbow shaped. That one has to be an elbow that way. That's going to have to be an elbow down. Up. Find those ones where you have to have 2 shapes the same but rotated. I find them quite tricky. Let's try this one. Area of exactly 11. So both shapes, both regions have to be split. Now, so that's got 5 in that direction. This one has 6. This doesn't have 6 in any direction. So what I can be certain of is that this and this are the same. I think, because otherwise we can't fit this side in. And while it's tempting to do the same basic thing on this one, we now can't get to that cell. No, it's not going to work because I have to get into here. Let's just fill out the obvious pattern. That gives me 2 shapes, but they're not going to fit in this one. Now, is there any way I can fix this up? Not if this is this way round. That's 10. And we can't fit that shape in. Okay, and then extend that out, and extend that out, extend that out, and extend that out. Whew. So within the same shape, it sort of looks like this. He's going to have to pick this one and that one, which would mean then I have to balance these up. Yeah. Matching those two bits up doesn't work because this ends up in the same shape as that, if they're the same part of the shape. If purple and blue match, then unfortunately at that point it's not right. Red on there. Position 4. Right. Now, can they just be simple straight 4s? Answer no, because this region is now messed up. And doing them vertically would have been the only way to complete that. Okay, so they're not straight lines. So the next thing to try is an S shape. No. That's... Uniformity. Restore the match window. Okay. That's the only way that circle can connect to a square or triangle. I guess that one can do the follow the same shape like that. And then it's going to have to come through there, I'm pretty sure. We should force this one up here. Now if I'm trying to mimic same shape on each side, and I have something like that. It sort of looks like it's heading for a sort of P shape. But it's not, because that can't extend another one down. Which it is doing if I do it that way. It's another level 2. Okay, pick one of these hexagonals. So, it's not that one, because that one won't fit in this corner. If it's this long S, then that would all be forced. And we can't then fit anything up there. So I don't think it's either of these two. It's the T. That's forced, and then that's forced. And we can't put another T filling that corner. Oops. Meant to hit reset. Okay, so let's try 2 along, 3 up. Okay, I think that was pretty well all forced, apart from my choice of, once I'd worked out which shape it was, apart from my choice of that. Could have been the other orientation. Okay, how are we doing on these? One more to get silver. Go for that one. Maybe go for this one. Okay, a 3, a 4, or a 5. So we have 55 spaces, so it's not the 3 or the 4, so it's got to be the P shape. Don't know if it goes that way or that way. But if it goes this way, if it goes like that, then this space is impossible to fill. So it has to go that way. Maybe. And we got silver. Leaving area number. Let's look at this one. Get as many new rows as we can. Minimum. All regions have an area of at least 3. So this has to extend down here. Can't go that way, and it can't go this way without breaking the size rule. So that is forced and that is forced. This is really forced in any of those directions. This has to come out to be at least 3. I'm just going to have to come down there and grab that one. And now I have to try and fill the remainder. An area of at least 4. At most 6. Right, so this has to get to a blue square within 6. So those are both forced. This can only reach that circle in 6. That's not right. At most 6 means we can do just 5. We can even do just 3. Where's this window? There's the window. 3 to 14. An area between 2 and 3. That one has to be 3. That one's going to have to be a 2. That's all forced. And now I've broken it. So that wasn't forced at all. That could be a 2. And then I can put 2 3s in. The area between 4 and 6 is completely forced. An area between 2 and 4. So the 2 2s are fairly set in stone. The 3 has to bend down because if it goes straight it knocks off the corner. Okay, that's right. What have I done wrong there? What I've done wrong is I haven't checked that with 14 spaces 3 4s and 3 don't fit. So these two are going to be the same region. Area of at least 4. What the? Oh no, that can't go around the back there, so it's 2 up, 2 down. No. What's the shape for this one? Now if I do that, then this area is broken. So I need at least 2 of these 9 cell regions. And that's why that line is there. Otherwise I could simply fold another one into it. So I think that doesn't work. Okay. No, that didn't work either. These two come down here, then we can't go off the board for the opposite corner. This one is either the top right or top left. If it's the top right, then we have to be facing that way. And that takes us to this position that I don't think works. So if it's the top left, it's the top left. I bent the wrong way on that. And we have that. and that, and that. All regions of an area of at least 4. So this cannot be a plus up in the top corner. We cut something off. Can't go that way, so it has to go down. It's the only way for that one. There's something hiding around here. Area between 3 and 6. So these are different. And that's different again, or it could potentially be the same as that one. And all regions must have the same shape. So they could be a straight 3 or a straight 4. Straight 4 doesn't work. It leaves me with 22. Straight 3 works for the count. It doesn't work for... yeah! It doesn't work for filling this bit up here, because now that one can't fill for anything. So it's not straight 3 and it's not straight 4. L doesn't work. P doesn't work. That can't extend up there. So if it does, then there are 2 regions of 4. And apart from uniqueness, is ignoring uniqueness. Is there actually a way I can... this doesn't work? Yeah, that doesn't now fill. Oval pieces don't work. $30 would be 30, so it could be 3, 4, 5, or 6 just on division. I'll go back to this shape. So 3 straight doesn't work because those block off there. 3 corner obviously doesn't work because we get that. Yeah, we've got a block of 2 left at the end, or yeah. 4 straight doesn't work again because of that bit up there, and 4L doesn't appear to work. 5 has a long L. That's looking a bit more promising. Yeah. Let's see if I can pick out some easy ones. All regions of an area between 4 and 6. So I'm going to have to fill that corner. This can't fill this corner, so it can't go to here. So that has to come out that way. And 2 4s to finish. Regions of an area between 2 and 4. These 2s have to go horizontally. Neighbouring regions must have different shapes, so the 2s can't touch, so they have to go that way. So that has to be at least 3, could be more, which forces that out. Now it forces this down here, forces that down there, makes that one into 4. Have I skipped from one window onto another? No, I don't. So I thought I was on min-max and then I was on range. Or is that just the same as... Okay. That has to be a 3, like that. These have to be at least 2. That one's going to have to be a 3. That's going to have to be a 3. That's going to have to be a 2. That's going to have to be a 3. That's going to have to be a 2. One of these could be a 3. Need a straight 3, an elbow 3, and a 2. Area of at least 5. Okay, these 2 must join. That takes me to 5. This can only get to there, because this one has to come out and around it. So that has to be a 5. Okay, that filled quite nicely. We're doing one more to restore. Maximum region of 3, and mingle shape, and a lot of one space polynomials. That has to do that. This that's forced. This one could extend or not as it pleases. That's going to have to be a straight. Actually, this one has to extend for the mingle shape. This one has to be at least 2. Could be a straight 3, but can't be a straight 3 because this has to come here. This one cannot be an elbow, so it's a 2. That one is an elbow. This one has to extend. Okay. Out of range, restore the range window. I think that's a good place to leave it. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be back again soon with some more of these windows.